One of the best things I ever learned about the kingdom of God and Christian work is that it's like a great river. The other day at a flood tide at Blytheville, Arkansas, for the first time in my life, I went down and looked at the Mississippi eye level, standing in a field, powerful. And a thought occurred to me, that river was here before me and without me. And if I put my little craft on it, it'll take me downstream a little ways, and my craft, I'll disembark it, and it'll be there after me and without me. Do you understand the kingdom of God is like that, church? It was here before you and without you. You don't make the river go, the river make you go. And you put your little raft on the river, it'll take you and you'll get off and the river will go on. Some of us preachers, because we can't let our hands hang down, suffer from the barnyard tragedy. Let me tell you the barnyard tragedy. There was a rooster. The rooster lived among the hens and the sheep and the goats and the cattle. And every morning when the sun came up, the rooster would crow, wake up the hen, the cattle, the sheep, even the farmer and the farmer's wife. Every morning sun came up, the rooster crowed. But then the rooster came to some foul logic. The rooster reversed cause and effect. And the rooster forgot that he crowed because the sun came up, and started to think the sun came up because he crowed. Well, first of all, he became an insomniac rooster. He said, if I don't wake up, the sun won't come up. And finally, at the end of the barnyard tragedy, they carried him off to the home for disturbed roosters. Because he thought the world depended on him crowing. I want you to understand, when God breaks into this, he says, be still. Let your hands hang down. I am God. Just relax. I got to sit down, but I want you to note something that's overlooked in this song. It is a hymn, and there is a refrain. In fact, that refrain is there twice. In fact, 2 times over. Often in reading it, we hasten through it because it is a refrain. You heard me read it, verse 7 and verse 11. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. I wish I knew more about Jehovah of hosts. We talked yesterday about Elisha, who can enable you to see chariots of fire. I've never seen them. I believe they're there. But I'm not an expert on the Lord of hosts. I haven't seen any invisible spiritual army. But I know something about the God of Jacob. Have you understood what it took for God to get his name on the marquee with Jacob? If I were God, I'd like to be known as the God of Abraham, founder of 3 great world religions. I'd want my PR company to put my name up there, God of Abraham, that meandering Mesopotamian who this very day is lauded and honored. I'd want to be the God of Abraham, or I'd want to be called the God of Moses, founder of monotheism. By anybody's count, one of the 5 most influential human personalities in world history. I'd want to be God of Moses. I'd even want to be God of David, even though he had his unsavory moments. He was a man after God's own heart, and there's just something likable about David. But God of Jacob, read the story. tried to snatch the blessing from his brother Esau. His very name, Yaakov, means tricky one. Translated literally, the God of the tricky one is my refuge. There he goes back to the old home place and runs into somebody just as tricky as he was, Laban. Tries some unusual animal husbandry, and then you see him, Esau and his posse coming this way, Laban and his posse coming that way. And then down there in the ford of the Jabbok, God takes Jacob and turns him into prince. I'm so glad that he lets himself be called God of Jacob, because I know what it is for somebody to be chasing me this way, somebody to be chasing that way, nowhere to stand, and there is God himself. I want to sit down, but I can't leave one thing out. It just lifts the curtain in verse 7 and verse 11. Did you hear it? The words may be the Old Testament, but the music is the New Testament. The Lord of hosts is with us. Draw a straight line from Psalm 46 to the Gospel of Matthew. What does it say? And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, and thou shalt call his name what? Emmanuel, which means God with us. God with us as a refuge. God with us as a resource. God with us. So you can just relax.